10 of the most high priced watches in the world. Luxury at its finest. Who would have thought watches could get so expensive? That's right, watches can be worth millions of dollars because of the materials used, the craftsmanship that goes into making them, and who they were made for. In this video, we take a look at the top 10 most high priced watches in the world so you can see exactly what goes into making these luxury timepieces. All gentlemen know that it's worth spending money on a luxury watch. That's why we published a list of the most expensive watches from all over the world and ranked them by cost. Most of the watches that we're going to showcase are one of a kind and owned by the richest people in the world. But who can blame them? Watches are a status symbol, and the newest models coming out come with high price tags. You could ask the million-dollar question, what is it about these watches that make them so expensive? Ultimately, just three things contribute to the high price of something, such as rare jewels, gold, or platinum. The next criteria would be, first, the amount of time it took to make the watch, and second, the amount of detail that can be found on the piece and how complex the design is. The third criterion would be whether or not the piece can be considered valuable on an emotional level, with that not meaning in monetary value but on the cultural level. Every watch we're going to feature has an incredible backstory that will make you think about what it's like to wear a watch that made exclusively for the richest individuals. The price for number 10 Louis Monet Meteors watch is $4.6 million. What if I told you that there's a watch so rare that you have to go into space and gather some moon rock in order to make it? What if I told you that there are 4 of these watches, in addition to being beautifully crafted, contain something so special that only the average person will ever come across in their lifetime? These 4 watches are part of the Meteorites collection from Louis Monet. One watch contains moon rock, another is a rock from Mars, and the other 2 watches are from rare meteorites. Number 9, Hublot Big Bang, is a whopping $5 million. If the previous pieces stood out by the rarity of the components, this one focuses on only one material: diamonds. Despite questions about how many diamonds can fit on a wristwatch, Hublot showed that the answer is as many as you get. There were 1,280 diamonds that met the standards and had 3 carats or more each. It took them over a year to locate all the diamonds and transport them from every corner of the world to their headquarters. However, in the end, it was all worth it. Every stone was cut by a master jeweler from New York with over 40 years of experience, and they are all signed by the artist himself. You may be wondering about who spent $5 million on a diamond watch. Well, that was a present from Beyoncé for her husband's 43rd birthday. Here's number 8 on our list of the world's most costly watches: Vacheron Constantin 57260, with a price of $8 million. It took time, but Vacheron Constantin finally managed to create the most complicated watch. The watch is the newest on this list and is capable of many more functions than any of the other. Its solid 18-karat white gold case and densely packed parts reflects this too. It took 3 watchmakers a total of 8 years to create the reference 57260, which has over 2,800 components from scratch. The buyer bought it for $8 million. At number 7, the Patek Philippe Rev 1518 will set you back the amazing price of $11,136,642. In November of 2016, Philippe released a box of watches at auction. The most valuable of the lot was a watch, which was sold for a whopping 11 million Swiss francs. One of the reasons it fetched such a high amount is because it has a stainless steel casing, which is a very rare thing for a luxury watch. Jewelry pieces are also very uncommon in this category of watches. These are parts of a 4-piece series limited edition, and this watch is the first of them all. While looking at the back of this watch, you can see that it has number 1 on it, signifying that it is the first one of the 4. Number 6, Jacob & Co. Billionaire Watch. This cost $18,268,000. It's more like a crown than a watch. Jacob & Co. offers the most luxurious watch in the world. That's like when they looked at the $5 million Hublot we mentioned before and said, we can do better. if not, exceed it. It has 260 carats worth of brilliant emerald cut diamonds adorning it. It features a meticulously constructed movement consisting of 167 components and 19 jewels. The second you spend this amount of money on a watch is equal to putting it in a balanced portfolio that pays 7% interest. Based on interest alone, you would earn 1.3 million annually. Given that this is an expensive watch, the company isn't joking when they said that it was made for billionaires. Number 5 on the list, Patek Philippe Henry Graves pocket watch, which cost $24 million. It was once the most expensive pocket watch the world has ever seen. In 1999, it was sold for $11 million. If we factor in inflation, the economic environment, and its rarity, it's easy to see why this might go for over $15 million. The company decided to conduct an experiment to see if that theory was correct. They placed it on the market and the product was sold for a record-breaking $24 million. Created in 1933 for banker Henry Graves, it took over 5 years to make. The Patek Philippe Super Complication is the most complicated and complex pocket watch in the world with over 24 functions. Made with 18-karat gold, this watch was the world's most expensive pocket watch until late 2013, when it was overthrown by one of the most expensive. It's the top third spot, so wait for it. Fourth on the list, Chopard 201-karat watch. The price for it is $25 million. A watch of only 201 carats that cost an unbelievable $25 million and when sold in 2000 was the world's most expensive watch. There were features on it in every high-end publication at that time. This is different from the 5 million Hublot we talked about earlier, in that it doesn't have any designs. So why do this? It turned out this wasn't just a publicity stunt. In the end, the company managed to sell the watch as it happened. It made an impressive amount of money. We should all bow our heads in humble admiration of the magnificence created. Take a closer look and really explore the levels of artistry of the ultimate jewelry. This item features a smaller window and so many tiny diamonds. Thirdly, Breguet Grand Complication Marie Antoinette, worth $30 million, currently the most expensive pocket watch in the world. What makes this watch so expensive? It was commissioned by an alleged lover of Marie Antoinette, the infamous French queen. They began to work on the watch in 1782 and it finished in 1827, 4 years after the father's death. As a result, this wonderful and highly complicated work of art, which has many functional abilities, is encased in gold and is continuously displaying the intricate movements and gears in use, became reality. Sapphire was used in Breguet invention, lowering the friction within it. This wasn't completed until Marie Antoinette's execution 34 years later, but if she had lived, she would have been very impressed. The watch was stolen from the department store in the early 1900s and found only in 2007. Since then, top watch collectors have desired it. In 2017, the watch is valued at around $30 million. For now, the watch is located at the LA Mayor Museum, so if you're nearby, you can go and see it in person. Second place, Graf Diamonds, The Fascination, at $40 million. Remember when we talked about how Chopard opened the door for a new type of watch? Bottom line, jewelry companies have the advantage because they are able to pile a lot of expensive gems and stones to their watches. And Graf is the most famous jeweler for all matters involving diamonds. This watch is composed of 152.96 carats of white diamonds with a splendid center, stones of unmatched beauty, and the 38.13 carat D flawless pear-shaped diamond that detaches into a ring. Lawrence Graf, the founder and chairman of Graf Diamonds, states Fascination is an outstanding piece of craftsmanship. As such, can be worn in a number of different ways and can be altered as a person would like. At the top spot is the Graf Hallucination and the price is $55 million. It is really great. With all of its glorious parts, it is the most expensive watch in the world. There's so much to say. A couple of years ago at the inaugural World Watch and Jewelry Fair, the company unveiled the work. In their first visit, they showed just how effective their public appearance strategy could be. Originally, the watch was supposed to be the most valuable timepiece ever created, and they achieved it. 110 carats of huge and fancy colored diamonds is used in this extraordinary watch. For your sake, colors are given a lettering system ranging from D to Z. This fancy watch has colors beyond the normal ranking scale. If you get really close to the stack of gems, you can see a tiny quartz dial framed by pink diamonds in the middle of it. Lawrence Graff talks about the whole thing. It's a masterpiece made out of multicolored diamonds. To put it into perspective, it's as expensive as a Gulfstream private jet. We're interested in how you feel about spending millions of dollars on a watch you won't likely wear. Let us know in the comments below. Thank you for watching, subscribe, like, and comment.